So, before we begin, can I ask you guys a little question? Anyone here use social media? Please raise your hand, please. That's a lot. But anyway, let's begin with the presentation. First of all, what is social media, you might ask? Then, you see, social media are online platforms and technologies that enable users to like, share, comment, exchange ideas, interests through virtual platforms and networks. Next, what is mental health? You see, mental health encompasses our physical, psychological, and social well-being. It, it affects how we think, feel, and act. It also helps how we relate to others, how we make healthy choices. So, also, according to the World Health Organization, mental health is defined as a state of well-being in which every individual can realize his or her own potential, can cope with the daily stress of life, and is able to make a contribution to his or her community. So, what are the positive impacts social media brings to our mental health? You see, the first one is that we can communicate and stay up to date with families and friends from around the world. So say this is you in Vietnam and this is your mom going on a business trip in America. So the distance from Vietnam to America, say to New York, is about 8,504 miles. So you might think, now I'm going to tell you a fun fact. This is true, and it confirms that no one in the world can shout hearable from 8,000 miles away. That's where social media kicks in. Social media involves calling and texting to each other. So you see, you can text your family members in America, type it, boom, 1 second later, you get the message is delivered to their phone, and probably a minute or 2 minutes later, you get a reply. So it's way faster than sending a mail. Next, we can join or promote worthwhile causes. You see, on social media, you might see these events that say, if you enter this event and you win, you will get 2 million Vietnamese đồng. And also, you can apply jobs on social media. But first, let's talk about the join and promote worthwhile causes. You see, if there was no social media, you would have to go around the city, around where you live, just to get the event to see it. But here, you can join it right on social media and participate it on your phone. No need to go anywhere. Just sit at home, lie on the couch, and do it. Next, you can find an outlet for your self-creativity and self-expression. So you see, if you scroll on social media, you might see a picture of a art. So you might think, oh wow, that art picture looks good, but it's kind of boring. So then you think, can I do something to make it more beautiful? That's where creativity comes in. Because without creativity, you will just copy the exact same thing. You won't be able to add things to it to make it more beautiful. And after all that positive impacts, you might say, wow, social media is a perfect place. No drawbacks, I will spend a bunch of time there. But that doesn't mean social media doesn't have drawbacks. So you see, social media, if you use it too much, you will have depression, anxiety, and loneliness, etc. So you see, heavy researchers from UK, Canada, US have linked heavy social media use to high levels of anxiety and depression. So next, we need to talk about the phrase that most of people don't know is FOMO. So you see, FOMO, the fear of missing out, has been unearthed far before social media has. But to put it into the social media perspective, here's what it would look. You spend so much time on social media that you won't know what is happening. And you have the fear of missing out on some sort of fun around you that you might miss out if you just sit there and watch social media. So the next one is when you question your safety online, cyberbullying and online harassment. So it means that when you cyberbully, the people who see your post might comment, "Hey loser," what's up? And then you might be like, oh, that's embarrassing. And then you get up there and say another thing. And you see someone coming, hey, fat. Then you feel super, super heartbroken. And then you might consider deleting social media. So that brings us to a question I want to ask you guys. Who here has considered deleting social media? Please raise your hand, please. Oh my God, that's a lot. So these are what you are experiencing. So now that you're experiencing this, what can you do to prevent them? The first one is you definitely need to limit your screen time. There's an app, I don't remember the name, but it helps you set boundaries on how much you watch on the screen per day. My family usually does an hour and 30 minutes, but you can set it any way you like. Next, you need to monitor what goes into your social media feed. So just like what we eat, we monitor what we eat. This is the same. You monitor the good things and inspirational things, motivational things. You don't want to be your feed full of inappropriate things and useless things that are just gossips. Next, you need to be very, very mindful of comparisons. So on social media, we have this thing called highlight reels, which, like in sports, is the highlight of the best and brightest moments. So if you do that and you compare your normal lives, not your highlight reels, to other people's highlight reels, you'll feel completely left out. So next, you also need to very much engage in real life interactions other than solely relying on social media to interact. That will reduce FOMO, by the way. So next, you need to, if you're experiencing this and all the other method doesn't work for you, you can seek support. There's a website called helpguide.org, which help you, but there's an assessment that help you get paired with a therapist within 48 hours. And now I didn't took the assessment, but I think it's very cool to have it on the Google website. Also, it's free. So, in conclusion, social media is neither good nor bad. What side it's on is depend on how we use it. So, everyone, I hope you enjoy my speech, and I hope we all learn something new. Thanks for listening.